evening. The most important time in the world is the time you make for yourself. Welcome to BMC News Live English. Myself, Shina Sultana, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's news in detail. The Kingdom of Bahrain was recently ranked as first in the GCC for availability of advanced computer programming talent in Information and Computer Technology (ICT), according to the International Telecommunication Union (ITU) reported 2020. The ITU is a specialized agency of the UN responsible for matters related to information and communication technologies, including setting the international standards for ICT indicators. The annual price trend report recently released that measures the level of digital transformation throughout the world and highlights the value and quality of ICT services provided by local operators. Out of 15,451 COVID-19 tests carried out yesterday, 139 new cases have been detected among 47 expatriate workers, 68 new cases are contacts of active cases, and 24 travel related. There were 100 recoveries, also 0 deaths recorded. A call for caution went out to the public yesterday as the country marks another season of a religious ritual that involves gatherings. National Task Force to Combat the Coronavirus senior member Dr. Jamila Al-Salman reiterated the need to strictly abide by safety guidelines during Ashura, which will conclude next weekend. UAE nationals form the backbone of Expo 2020 volunteers, young workforce demonstrating the enthusiasm and pride of Emirati youth in sharing the country's hospitality and culture with millions of visitors to the next World Expo. Emiratis make up 61% of all 18 to 24-year-olds within Expo 2020's 30,000 strong volunteer workforce, the largest volunteer program in the UAE. UAE residents of numerous nationalities comprise the remainder, Emirates News Agency reported. Now we'll go for short commercial break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Welcome back. Air India Express has specified the documents passengers with UAE residency visas traveling from India to any airport in the Emirates must carry. According to Air India's latest guidelines, passengers can fly to the UAE if they carry the following documents. For holders of residency visas issued in Dubai and traveling to Dubai, passengers must get Return permit for residents outside UAE form from the General Directorate of Residency and Foreigners Affairs. For holders of residency visas issued in other Emirates, they must get the form from the Federal Authority for Identity and Citizenship. Those with visas issued by organizers of Expo 2020 Dubai can travel to the UAE without GDRFA or ICA approvals. Passengers must have a negative COVID-19 test certificate with QR code linked to the original report. The test must have been done within 48 hours of departure at an ICMR approved laboratory. The updated guidelines issued on Thursday, August 12th, do not mention the requirement to furnish a COVID-19 vaccination certificate. The vaccination certificate requirement was previously done away with for passengers to Dubai on August 10th. Residents fully vaccinated against COVID-19 are one of the 10 categories of expats allowed to fly to the UAE from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Nigeria and Uganda starting August 5th. The latest update does not mean that vaccination is not mandatory. It merely suggests that airline representatives at points of departure will not check for passengers' vaccination status. If a passenger is able to produce the documents mentioned above, including ICA or GDRFA approvals, he or she will be allowed to board. The airline advised passengers to report 6 hours prior to departure. The rapid PCR test counters would close 2 hours prior to the departure. The airline also mentioned special requirements for travel to Abu Dhabi and Ras Al Khaimah. Those traveling to Abu Dhabi, 12-day home or institutional quarantine in Abu Dhabi, 10-day home quarantine in RAK, PCR test on 6th day and 11th day. Those traveling to RAK as well as Ras Al Khaimah, 10-day home quarantine, PCR test on 4th day and 8th day. Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has announced that the validity of visit visas of those people from countries facing travel ban will be extended until September 30th. The extension of visa will be made automatically without charging any fees, the ministry said in a statement on its Twitter account. The extension of the visa can be done through the following link: https://enjazit.com.sa/enjas/extend expired visa. The ministry clarified that the beneficiaries of this will be holders of visit visas of which the validity had been expired during the period of suspension of direct entry to Saudi Arabia from these countries following the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic. With India's apex drug regulator approving Bharat Biotech to start clinical trials of intranasal COVID-19 vaccine candidate, hopes have risen that the country could soon have a crucial and easy tool to prevent the highly infectious disease. An intranasal vaccine requires minimal training to administer and will not need a needle and syringe. It is being touted as a game changer in controlling the pandemic. A subject expert committee on COVID-19 of the CDSCO earlier this month permitted the Hyderabad-based vaccine maker to launch the Phase 1 clinical trial of an intranasal vaccine candidate for the COVID-19. Many experts feel that nasal spray vaccines, apart from being easy to administer, is far likelier to prevent the virus from gaining a foothold in the body at an earlier stage. There is so much stress on these vaccines because the evidence so far suggests that they can generate what we call a mucosal immune response, said a member of the National COVID-19 Task Force. In comparison to injectable vaccines, nasal sprays could also be far effective in reducing a person-to-person transmission of the disease. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shina Sultana.